Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. My name is Rob Howze, and I'm super excited to be part of this global positivity masculinity campaign. I just think you can't talk enough about positivity, and masculinity sometimes is looked at through the wrong lens. But I want to talk about how emotional intelligence plays a tremendous role in masculinity. A lot of times we think, masculinity, we immediately think and feel ego. And ego is important. EGO. Ego is very important. But you gotta be mindful of it, because if it gets inflated, sometimes I heard somebody say E stands for edging, G God, and O is out. Edging God out somehow, right? Because it gets so inflated. And there's a phrase called emotional intelligence that I want to talk about. And emotional intelligence just helps to tame the ego. We don't want to get rid of the ego. We love the ego. Ego shows us who we are and helps us to be confident in who we are. But emotional intelligence is the steering wheel that helps to guide our direction, right? To help guide our trajectory and where we're going. And so how do we level up our emotional intelligence? That's the real question. And so I've come up with three keys. It's actually three things that make up what I call the fulfillment formula. Fulfillment formula. And the three ingredients to that is self-reflection, course correction, and humility. Self-reflection, course correction, and humility. These three ingredients help to tame the ego and really helps to allow a person to step into their true self. And I'll tell you how. So self-reflecting is introspection. And the beginning of wisdom is reflecting on your experience. The beginning of wisdom is when you are able to reflect on your experiences, right? A lot of times people don't want to take a look back at what they've done or who they've been, especially if it makes them feel uncomfortable. But getting comfortable being uncomfortable is really the way. So self-reflection, introspection, allows you to take a look at yourself and see who you are, how you've been showing up, how you've been speaking to people and to yourself, right? It's that self-reflection. And then secondly, followed up right behind that is course correction. Now, course correction is when, after you've introspected and you've taken a look at some of the things, how you make some adjustments. An airplane is off course 90% of the time. It leaves Atlanta and it's going to New York and it's off 90% of the time. It's only through the course correction, the constant course correction, that it actually gets to its destination. So it's okay that it's off, because the course correction still gets it to its goal. So course correcting with self-reflecting is like peanut butter and jelly, okay? Tastes really good and works really good. It's the most famous sandwich around, right? And that's the most famous combination, because you'll win in your relationships with your spouse, at work, in the community, with your children. Self-reflect and course correct. And finally, is humility. Humility gives you the ability to see things from an open-minded perspective. Humility lowers the ego, right? And when you have looked through the lens and the eyes of humility, while you are introspecting and course correcting, you will really be on course for sure, because humility allows you to see that. Humility allows you to just imagine a slice of humble pie, right? On your keychain, hanging up on your car mirror, put one in your drawer. Always think get a slice of humble pie. Why? Because that humility is really going to allow you to not only have a broader perspective, but you'll be able to engage with people better. I think that real masculinity is being able to thoroughly communicate. I think real masculinity comes from you being able to control and have control over your emotions to where you're not acting emotionally, because emotions don't have any intellect, but you're able to understand your emotions and move forward accordingly. So if we just take the time to self-reflect, how was I? How do I feel about that? And then course correct. All right, I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to make some adjustments. And look through the eyes of humility. That's going to allow you to get where you want to get. And I know this is true because I did it in 2018 with my wife, right? I did it. I said, you know what? I want to know what she really thinks of me. I want to get her real feedback. Yeah, it's a good thing, and it was not such a good thing. I asked her, and she was sharing some things to me that I never even knew. I didn't know. That's what created this process, self-reflect, because I started self-reflecting. I started thinking about how I was showing up in our marriage. And all her love languages, I wasn't speaking them. So what did I do? I course corrected, and I started speaking her love languages. And next thing you know, our relationship just went to the next level. We began to share things with each other that we never shared. Doors were open that were never open. And it wouldn't have happened if I didn't have enough humility to come to her and say, hey, lay it on me. How do you really feel? And then from that, introspect on how I was behaving, and then course correct to take us in a direction where I wanted us to go. So emotional intelligence is self-reflecting, course correcting, and having humility, and doing those three things consistently. You do that, you'll have more than masculinity. So I hope that was good. I hope that sunk in. I hope that's a seed that can soak into the soil of your mind and produce good fruit in the future. So thank you, Coach Love and the Epic Understanding family. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Rob.